Hello, beautiful stars. Courtney here with Stars of the Morning Light. And this is a Hey You episode. I haven't done one of these in a while. And you also probably haven't seen me in a while. It's been very busy here at my house with planning for the New Earth Energy Market soon in November and a whole bunch of stuff. But I wanted to do a Hey You because there's aspects to healing from trauma that I want to share with people. I do. So this episode, um, I'm hoping it's not triggering to people. It might get a little bit weird, a little bit morbid, a little bit dark, but remember, there is always the light. You are the light. You are what shines. So I wanted to come on because there's aspects that we can do to heal that I'm not sure if everybody, I don't know, maybe they don't know. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm just here to remind people. That's the only job I have is to remind people. So, um today is August 3rd of 2026, and it is soon my birthday. And some of those who have been here with me long enough, they know a lot of my backstory because I share. I share because we learn and experience life, right? Through our experiences, through our emotions. Try to remember that for any healing, growth, change, what have you, it's knowledge plus experience equals understanding. And the more that that is applied to our life in one particular area, and this is why we tend to end up going through the same thing over and over and over again, because we're gaining more understanding to finally get to the wisdom to choose differently. So I'll probably bring that up a little bit later again. So I share a lot. And so I will tell you, I think I'm going on, I don't know, it's over 30 years. It might be 31, 32 years now of this day is kind of significant for me. And it's significant because once I noticed the patterns and acknowledged them, I did something with it. So, like I said, some of the viewers here know parts of my backstory, and an aspect of my backstory is around the time I was born. Both of my parents did not do the right thing and were trying to delete me before I even got here. So the 4 days kind of leading into my birth and 4 days after my birth, I was struggling. I was struggling to be alive. I was struggling in the womb, and I was struggling when I got out the womb, which I am finding out in my older years as I'm studying more and more about zodiacs and other traditions of zodiacs, especially any of the Vedic stuff, or any alternative non-Western zodiac information. And there's great professors out there. Apparently, those like myself that have a Scorpio moon and Scorpio ascendant, I guess statistically, we are the people on this planet that have more trauma at birth than anyone else. So because of what those signs represent for people like us, uh, it's just statistically those who have very traumatic birthing experiences, usually that's what's going on with them. And then if they're the type that then not just at birth, but like the whole rest of the whole rest of their game, their shoot, their life, their fun, their experiences are nothing but trauma. That's what a Scorpio moon and Scorpio ascendant, that combination, that's what we're here to do. But we're also then here to do exactly what I'm doing right now. To remind people you are the phoenix, you are the star, you are the sun. So no matter how dark it gets, you can light it up. You can change. You can shift things. You can be that phoenix. So, August 3rd, though, would have marked the day that me trying to fight staying alive in the womb started. Like, truly started. And uh, no one did anything about it, by the way. I mean, there were very clear signs and from what had happened, because this was based on human abuse, neglect, or negligence, and denial. Those three things, physical abuse, negligence, and denial, then. All the while I'm dying. That um, in my body, so in my body, right? So when we experience trauma, that energy is imprinted. Many of us understand this. That energy is imprinted. And it could be any kind of trauma. It could be an accident. It could be deep emotional trauma. It could be all sorts of, we all go through trauma. That's the part of the experience here. And then usually kind of around that anniversary of it, we have all these emotions that we're not sure what's going on. So me in particular, on August 3rd, those mornings had always started very dark. And it did even this morning. They start very dark for me. I mean, I'm not in a good place. By the time I was 13, so yes, folks, I start early with noticing the patterns. By the time I was 13, I was noticing the pattern. That, okay, around and on August 3rd, I really am not in a good place. When I was way younger, young child, it was very, very dark. Very, very dark. By the time I was 13, I realized the pattern. By the time I was 14, it turned into, okay, what are you going to do about it? This is a pattern. And I knew what happened to me when I was a baby, before I even got here. I knew what happened to me. I knew the story. Nobody ever really acknowledged it. I had one parent that acknowledged it and would talk it out with me. The other parent still does not acknowledge it really to this day of what that was and the impact that it could do to a baby. And folks, isn't that how it goes? That we might not get the acknowledgement of our experience from others, but for us who are trying to heal, trying to get to that knowledge plus experience equals understanding, that when someone shares with us, one of the best things we can offer, one of the only things we can really give someone is acknowledgement. It's a beautiful thing because nothing can ever be healed, changed. We don't actually learn from our quote unquote lessons. Nothing ever shifts without acknowledging it first. That's a part of the acceptance on the levels of consciousness chart. You can't accept anything if you haven't acknowledged it first. So, acknowledgement, right? I knew what had happened to me. So by the time I was 13, I was like, this is a pattern. I sink so low right before my birthday. Like, I sink real bad. It's pretty dark. It's really, really dark. So by the time I'm 14, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. But it seems that I just wake up this way every August 3rd. I just wake up this way. So I paid attention. I linked it to that trauma. And I started then. I allowed myself to feel the emotions. Every August 3rd, I allow myself to feel the emotions, at least in the morning, right? Because that's a part of our human experience. There's never going to be, if you're in a human body, if you're in a body, there's never going to be a time that you do not have the human emotions. This is why every master, messiah, prophet, any of them, they talked about the human emotions. You ain't going to get away from them. You can get to that grand enlightenment, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't stop the emotions. And as I tell a lot of people, and as you're healing and changing and growing and acquiring more awareness and enlightenment, it becomes the duration of time that you choose to experience them. So every August 3rd, I wake up not good. I'm just not good. It's dark. And it's because that was the day that I definitely started having to fight for my life. So that's in me. So I acknowledged it. By the time I was 14, I went, okay, I'm going to feel this. I'm going to feel the anger I have. I'm going to feel the sadness I have. I'm going to feel this stuff. And then I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to ask myself, why do you want to live? And I know that sounds crazy, but we all sometimes need a reason. Why am I here? Why do I want to live? So many people in their Akashic readings with me, they ask that question. Well, shoot, it's your choice. Why? Why do you want to? You chose to be here. Why do you want to? What is so great about this place? Where's the gratitude? So since I was 14, and I still wake up not feeling all that great on the 3rd, I experience it. And this morning, I experienced it. I started DMing my party crew to be like, hey, folks, I ain't doing well with what's coming this week. Like, so many memories, triggers. And then I cried. I mean, I like that guttural cry, that yell, scream, cry. And then I acknowledged, yup, it's because both of my parents tried to delete me. I got it out. And then I wrote. Because I write. Oh, it's good to get it out. It's your best voice ever. And then I took a shower. And then in that shower, as I'm like, okay, you know what this is all about. Let's heal. Let's heal. Then it turned into, yeah, Courtney, you know what to do. Why are you here? What's your reason to be here? My reason is this place is awesome. This place is awesome. I love so much stuff here. It took me a while, though, to get to that. That's my reason, by the way, because this place is awesome, and I get to be a creator, and I get to shine, and I get to love, and I get to experience, and this place is awesome. This place is awesome. I mean, we really all chose to come here so we could, to be created in the image of, because it's not just the Bible or the Torah that says that line, that we were created in the image of. What that represents is not our body of form. It's that we here have the opportunity to create like the grand creator, like the grand architect, however you want to refer to it, creation itself. Here we get that opportunity that with our human free will, be like, I'm going to create this. And just, do it. That is being created in the image of. That we now have the same birthright and opportunity to be a creator ourselves. That hands down ultimate. And it's amazing and it's beautiful. So, hey, why am I here? To create. I'm so excited. It makes me happy every day. Every breath is brand new. Creation in its fullest within me. I love it. So anyways, but I started doing that when I was 14, right? Give me a reason to be here. Because then I was linking it to that trauma. In my mind, even when I was a 14-year-old, I would go back to that baby. And I'd be like, listen, you're here because you want to do this. And at 14, who knows? It could have been anything. It could have been like, to party. I don't know. Throughout the years, it was always something. Always something. Give me a reason. Give me a reason. Give me a reason. The thing about trauma is that we can go back and we can heal things. We can heal things in the current. We can heal all the energetic residue that is within us that is linked to something that has happened in past lives and present lives. Many healing modalities actually give us opportunities to do so, especially any Reiki master. You can definitely do it. And if you don't know that, then I suggest finding a teacher that teaches you how to do that. that we can travel through time and space because we're limitless beings, so we can heal really whatever we want, whatever we see fit to. But oftentimes we associate our trauma to the actual incident or to the particular anniversary or time frame. So here's an example as to, no, we got to heal it all. So here's a random example. Let's say somebody goes through a divorce, and it's a very, very difficult divorce. Usually, in our mind and our emotions, we're going to associate all of that within like the signing of the papers, the day of court, that sort of thing. We're going to associate it with that. And so maybe we'll go back and we'll heal that. But days leading into that, we have all these emotions, and we're thinking, okay, it's because the anniversary is coming up. Okay, I'll heal that incident. I'll heal that accident. I'll heal that moment of signing the papers. When in reality, the emotions start the week before when you sold the house that you raised your kids in and built a family in. It was signing of those papers. That truly is where the pain lies. That's an example. Same as with me. With mine, a lot of would assume it's my actual birth date, right? Because I was I was doing the dance with death and life. And then I finally was born, and then there were still death and life, right? All this stuff. Many would think, okay, it's that particular day, because that's definitely, that's everybody's anniversary. Your birthday is your personal new year. It's your anniversary of choosing to be here. Because this place is awesome. It's your anniversary of choosing with your power of choice, with your free will, with your power of creation. I am here. I am going to do it, folks. That's your birthday. It's amazing. Your own individual day. It's beautiful. So, in association with like trauma, most would think it would be the actual day of my birth. No. It actually starts days before when I started the fight. When I was literally fighting to get here. And all that that's associated with. So it could be like my poor husband. He once had a very significant car accident. It's not the day of the car accident where his emotions are, overwhelming. It's like 2 days later when he was in the hospital and kind of like really kind of coming to out of the fog. He was fine, but physically he was fine, but way not. When he was kind of coming to, it's that day. But yet we don't, when we're healing ourselves, we tend to not think of the days surrounding an event. We think of just the event. We don't think of the days of the recovery afterwards when the whole thing is in full scope of, oh my goodness. Even myself, when I went back to really heal that little baby that was me, that was then, being treated for a bunch of stuff and whatnot. And nobody could touch that little baby. I went back in time and space and told that baby, it's going to be rough. It's going to be real, real rough, but you got reasons to stay. Keep fighting for it. Come on. You can do it. Stay alive. You can do it. And I'm here now, right? I'm here now with you. But I had always healed that day. That day when I actually was able to get here. And with August 3rd, I always did it like, I still gotta fight. Give me a reason to fight. Give me a reason to fight. Give me a reason to be here. And all of a sudden this morning, when I'm struggling again, because the emotions are still imprinted in me, I realized, well, Courtney, you healed your birthday. You healed that baby moving forward. You didn't heal when this incident fully first started, right? When it first started. Like even take like with a divorce. It might not be the day you sign the papers. It could be the day that it was decided. Because it takes a while. Could be anything. The day before, the days leading into it, I was in full fight mode. Well, shoot, I don't want to keep fighting. I don't want that energy in me. So then after I got out of the shower and as I'm doing all this stuff and acknowledging, okay, so since you were 14, you were finding a reason to fight to be here. Maybe I'll just lay down the fight because I got tons of reasons. This place is awesome. And let's go back and heal all the days, all the 8-day cycle that you were in trying to live. Why don't we heal all the days? It's interesting how we do that, isn't it? It's interesting how we're kind of programmed to just pinpoint things instead of looking at the totality of things. We pinpoint the traumas. We pinpoint the blessings. We pinpoint the good times. We pinpoint the bad times. We pinpoint success. We pinpoint all these things. But yet, there's so many days and sequencing and scenarios and conversations and experiences and emotions around all those points. Some need to be healed. More good ones should be acknowledged. It's interesting how we do that. And it's just part of the human psyche. Because we can't remember, we tend to tell ourselves we can't remember it all. Why not? Why can't you remember it all? Because somebody told you can't? That's odd. You can remember it all. But we're programmed to think of the pinpoints. Those instances. It's interesting. So I wonder what it would be like if we actually healed the totality, the whole of any given situation, scenario, circumstance, than just the one moment. I think it'd be different for folks. And yes, beloveds, I'm constantly, always healing myself. That is a big part of who I am. And like I said, it might throw people off that I was tracking patterns and figuring out how to heal. I came up with very interesting stuff by the time I was 14 as to how to cope with life, right? And a lot of it was more logical based, right? Mine was, by the time I was 14, I started practicing. I created this for myself. Gosh, how did it go? It went knowledge, acceptance, forgiveness, resolution. By the time I was 14. Knowledge for me at that time was, because I was dealing with, family stuff, and always had been, we do. And that knowledge was, I wanted to soak up and learn everything that my parents and their parents and the family line and everything, from location to all the codependency, all the abuse, all the addiction, all of this, what was coming through the family line as to what made these people the way they are. So for me at that time, that's what knowledge meant. So I could really wrap my head around, how does the world create the humans that created me? And then I accepted it. I accepted, I acknowledged all that stuff and I accepted it like, okay. And then I forgave. Because really, they have a whole life. My parents, your kids, your sister, your nephews, everybody. Everybody has a life separate than yours. We're all connected. But our experiences are of our own in terms of why people do what they do. Right? So much easier to forgive when it's okay, they had their life and I have mine, right? Because everybody's on their own journey. Even though pretty much all experiences boil down to the same type of fears, we're all on our own journey, and so are they. So it's much easier to forgive oneself and others when we acknowledge that this is a journey and it's a series of experiences. And then the resolution. And the resolution is, how am I going to heal myself? What am I going to do about it? How am I going to do differently? What choices am I going to make? What do I need to acknowledge so I can keep fighting to be here? Yeah, I ran with that for a very long time. For a very, very long time. Every August 3rd became the anniversary of why do I want to be here? Because it's a choice. Everything's a choice. And so that means every August 3rd I was flipping the script. I want to be here because chocolate cake is awesome. I want to be here because my friends are so badass. I want to be here because I know that the August heat is going to go away eventually and it'll be beautiful pumpkin season. You know, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be big and grandiose. This place is full. If we compiled all the greatness of all the little things, all the greatness of all the little things, if you really could sit there and compile it all into your brain space, into one big jug of greatness, I don't think anybody would question anymore. But nobody does that now, do they? Because everything's great. Everything. There's so much good here. Oh, goodness. But we're programmed to, only pinpoint. Only pinpoint. So I just wanted to offer that not only can you travel back through time and space, you could even just do it in a meditation. Give that inner child the love that they need. Give that inner child the parent that they needed. Give them the space and time to express themselves. Go back to any form of trauma. If you are in a safe space within yourself and surroundings, go back and shine light on it. You are the light. You are the light. I guess for those that are Scorpio moons and Scorpio ascendants. So if any of you are out there that got that mix, leave a comment below, please. Or if you know somebody, I am learning, like I said, more so from non-Western zodiac traditions. That combination they go through the ringer, but we chose to go through the ringer so we could be here for everybody else that's like, we got this, you can do it. And one great professor described it as this way. So this is why I know I can tell you, you can heal. You can look at all the beautiful little things and put them all in a jar, One great professor put it this way. He said, most zodiac signs, it doesn't matter if it's sun, moon, or ascendant, especially your water signs. So most people, they will walk up to the abyss and they will stare into it. Some signs will stare for a very long time, especially your water signs, like your Cancers, your Pisces, your Scorpios. They will stare into that black abyss for a very long time. And we all know our water people, they do that. God love them. I guess when it is a Scorpio moon and Scorpio ascendant, like I said, who even chooses before they get here to have struggles before they even get here. They are the people, they are the one combination, apparently, the one combination that they don't just stare into the abyss. They are willing to go and dive head first down into the darkness and go as far deep as it possibly has to be. It's the abyss. That is a part of their willingness that they come here with. That's a part and parcel of who they are. And so, because of that, their life is also full of a lot of darkness. But it's so they can do what they're meant to do as a Scorpio moon, Scorpio ascendant, to then be at the bottom of that abyss in the darkness and light it up like the phoenix, and then rise and fly out so everyone can see. And this is not to be boastful. This is for those out there that might have that. You can do it. And for any of you that are any other sign, sun, moon, rising, it doesn't matter. Any of us can actually do that right now more than anything. Because of the energies at play right now between, we're in the end cap of 2026 through the beginning cap of 2028, the energies that are at play for us, for all humans, to experience their fullness of light, to experience their fullness of creation, to experience their fullness of healing, to experience the power of their choice, to experience the SUN that is within. That is right now. And so no matter what has been or what is current, the power for you to shine through the darkness is optimal right now. And it is apparently those who dive first into that abyss to only rise again because they know that that's what it's all about. To find that light within and light it up. And light it up. Thank gosh I had a Leo sun. Thank goodness I had a Leo sun to be like, you are the light. Do not give up. Thank goodness for that. And I had the courage to be like, yeah, darkness, bring it. Bring it. Because I ain't scared of you. I'm going to light it up, right? I'm going to light it up. So you can do the same. You can do the same. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Beloveds, you can do it. You are the sun. You are the stars. You are the phoenix. You are the light and the vibration of creation. You truly are. And those emotions that you have, based on the experiences that you have lived, well, that's the sound, darling. That's the sound. You are the light. The emotions are the sound that create the vibration that is you. And it's amazing. It's amazing. So I acknowledge you. I appreciate you. I see you all shining. And you can use anything to heal oneself. So this is really to just say, maybe just don't just settle for that pinpoint. Heal it all. Why not? What else you got going on? You got nothing to lose. You got so much to gain. So I love you all. Cheers. I'll talk to you later. Stay tuned for another episode of Matrix Living this month and anything else that pops up around here. Cheers, beloveds. You're doing great. Bye, guys.